have changed since this first conversation started? 107,000 or less, more?
Oh, I stopped counting.
So big props to BB for everyone on here, because he is holding y'all up with answering the compliance questions, the contracts questions, keeping his patients in line. And I'm not even sure if there's been tons of chocolate delivered to his desk or not. But either way, thank you, BB, for being amazing. And let's get right to some September celebrations, Evie. We've got some birthdays. Look at all those shiny, happy folks. Happy birthday, everybody. Is today anybody? No, we had some yesterdays. And next up is Carla. Happy birthday for everyone who's celebrating this month. And happy Keller anniversary to all our anniversary folks celebrating. We range from 1 year to 24 years on this screen, and that is a lot of time on task over time spread out across those pages. So happy anniversary and congratulations to everybody who is celebrating this month. And then last but certainly not least, we have some cappers to celebrate. And so Steve Price is our first capper that we're celebrating this week. Well, I'm saying this week because we just had a couple, well, September's new. And Phyllis Rogers. Phyllis is also just capped. Congratulations, Phyllis. So happy for you. For anyone who doesn't fully understand what that means that they have paid all of their, business costs for the year. And for the rest of their 12 months of the year, they are getting 100% of their commissions in their pockets. And that is my favorite way for our agents to be working. Awesome. All right, Evie, let's get to our training and events updates.
I'm trying to see if is Scott here. He was going to go over. I don't see him. He was going to do a little Scott Lowery demo updates for our agents, but we do have, while we're waiting, we have on behalf of our culture committee, we're inviting everyone for our multicultural office potluck next week. That's Wednesday to kick off our in-person team meeting with Ashley to follow there for our market stats. So multicultural office potluck, bring in your special dish that you want to share with everybody. That's September 11th, 12:30 to 1:30. And then our dear Ashley is coming up for market stats for the month of September, 1:30 to 2:30. I think that's it for me for now until I can figure out oh, Scott's here. Scott is here. Scott, take it away, sir.
Perfect.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me on today. So I always love to jump on. My name is Scott Leroy. I run the lamest name company of all time, Scott Leroy Marketing, and we're really here to kind of help you out with all of your Canopy technology to make your life that much simpler on here. So I wanted to just flip this around real quick, show you all a couple of fun things that are available for you that you hopefully may know a little bit about, but some other items that I'll be able to highlight even more as well too. So first thing first, on the ScottLeroyMarketing.com website, main place to sign into is all under this little login section with 197 as your market center number. And then under agent resources, everything is going to populate for you right away once you sign in. So the first thing I would always suggest doing anytime that you can, I normally suggest maybe once a year, take advantage of this existing agent questionnaire. Right? It's a great way for us to go through and basically say, if you were starting again today on September 4th, what does that look like? So much of the technology is consistently changing. It's always nice for us to go through and just kind of highlight this again and really see what else we can do to make you stand out even more. And my favorite part is it's only 6 questions, 2 of which are your first and last name. So please feel free to take advantage of this right away. Now, we also have live training classes that are happening every Monday through Friday, right at 10 a.m. Pacific time. So if you want to come on here and take advantage of any of them, please feel free. You can click on this live webinar link, or under our training section, you'll see our training calendar on here that's going to show all classes available for you that you can take advantage of as well too, whether it's a class happening today, this week, this month, just so you can see all those different opportunities on here. Now, if you can't make it to the live training classes, that is a-okay. We do record pretty much anything and everything on here, so all of our classes are alphabetically organized on here, but chronologically organized, so you can access the most recent class right away. All right, so on here, once you kind of go through all of them, if we had a class today, for instance, on campaigns, then once you click on this campaigns option, it would say something like campaigns 101-9/4. So that way you can access the one from September 4th immediately. All right, so if you have to leave early or if you can't make it to the classes, that's okay. All right, they're all available on here. And if you're looking for something a little bit less than 1 hour, we do have our tech tips on here too. These are normally 1 to 5 minute videos that'll really just cover some of the top items you may be wanting to learn about. So maybe you want to learn a little bit more about campaigns, but you don't want to go through everything on there. All right, this will help us just to get that jump started for you with a quick little 1 to 5 minute tip on specific items. Now, my favorite thing to highlight in a team meeting, though, is our agent support section. So once you come under this agent support section, so scottleroymarketing.com/support, we're going to have our contact information at the bottom of every page. So that way, if you want to reach out to us with any of these items you might be looking for, we can help to get this launched and going immediately for you. All right, so whether it's I'm having an issue with, Command, I'm having an issue with my database, with DocuSign, we can help out with that right away. And beyond that, we even have all these free services for you as well, too. So we have certain services on here that are just top rated, like creating a custom bio, going through and importing databases for you. We even have services just around marketing specific support. So if you need a new newsletter sent out, we just created a September newsletter for y'all to utilize that we can get out to your database right away. All right, we have marketing templates that are available for y'all to use that I'll talk about in a second, and even smart plan help. All right, or we have services around just getting started with all the KW tools. We have services around if you're looking to rebrand, or even services around your website. So that new website just officially launched on 8/15 if you hadn't launched it previously. So if you haven't taken advantage of that, we can help to go through here and add in all these extra pages to get that up and running for you right away. All right, and then of course, even a section to build your business. So if you want some of the extra items that we can set up free accounts for you, we can get that going right away for you. All right, now all of these are just clickable buttons. So if there's anything that you see on here, like maybe you want to add in all extra pages, once you click on it, it'll just give us a quick short form you can fill out so we can get that rocking and rolling for you right away. Or of course, feel free to contact us at the bottom of every page and we'll be able to get that going for you too. All right, and then the final thing I've got on here is just under our template section. These are all in addition to what's accessible through designs. We have free templates for you. And then now we have a free agent concierge section. So if you have any listings, or maybe you're advertising a listing for another agent and you need some collateral created, whether it's a social post, flyer, or a postcard, you can go through our process on here and we'll actually make that for you. So we're going to do all of this for you to help to take this off your plate and get that back over to you within 1 business day. So I'll share some of those different links inside our chat section on here, but just wanted to highlight anything and everything that's available for y'all. So please feel free to contact us at any time. Let us know how we can help out. And more importantly, think of us as an extra staff member to make your life that much easier.
That is so awesome, Scott. Thank you very much for showing everybody all the different pieces. I'm going to guess that everyone here didn't know that that was all available, especially since some of it is brand new. And again, that is part of your life with us at KW San Diego Metro. That is something we support our agents through. So if you're talking about, hey, how do I get that home value page on my website? Hey, I want to get that newsletter going. Hey, I'd love some leverage with my marketing pieces. All of that is in there. And this is the actual Scott Leroy. That's him. And this is his actual company. So don't be shy. Like, reach out, take advantage, use the collateral that's offered, and ask any questions you have, because that's how you're going to grow and get the leverage for your business that we're looking to provide for you to succeed. Thank you so much, Scott.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Awesome. All right. So we'll make sure that that's posted again. Scott just dropped all those links in the chat, and Evie and I will make sure that that gets posted to the Facebook page so that everyone can get back in there and get their hands dirty, because it's kind of like Market Stats coming up next month. I know we only do it once a month, and yet doesn't it feel like it happens more often than only 12 times in a year? So I know we're getting distracted from things at times. So speaking of getting distracted, look at me right on track on the agenda, Evie. We have market of the moment, and I said I wouldn't say NAR commission changes more than once or twice. So there's once for anyone keeping track at home. For market of the moment today, I really want to hear from y'all. What are you seeing? One of the agents I coach was talking about nobody coming to their open houses last weekend, and that was the first time that's happened. Who has any listing feedback, offer feedback, open house feedback? What are you seeing out there in your business? Come off mute and talk. Nobody's doing business this week. Bridget, I see you unmuted.
I can talk about, it wasn't this weekend, it was the weekend before. I had a new listing down in San Ysidro. I don't know that area that well, but we priced it well and we got 7 offers in one weekend. So it seems like, you know, but then the month before I had a listing in El Cajon that it took me 41 days to get an offer. So it seems a little funky. Just, it's not price dependent apparently, but certain areas and certain properties just seem to be moving and some are sitting, and I'm having a hard time finding what the specific correlation is of why one does one and the other one does the other.
Thank you for sharing that. That's exactly why these moments become meaningful, because for other people, when you're seeing something in one pocket and not in the other, that's where this conversation is helpful. And anybody else have something to share that you're seeing in one pocket or another, something that feels different than typical in your business and your client dealings in the past? It doesn't have to be a week, it could be week or so. All right, if anybody thinks of something that you want to share, you're going to all get better together by leveraging each other's experiences and talking about exactly that market moment. So yes, more offers. Yes, longer days on market. Yes, my open houses are still popping. Whatever that kind of conversation is, that's how when you go to show up on a listing appointment and now you're going to El Cajon, or like Bridget just mentioned in San Ysidro, and she's like, well, this one sold with 7 offers in a weekend. One of my teammates in my office actually just sold something in with 7 listings, 7 offers in one weekend versus, hey, this one just out on the days on market was 41. So that's why these moments are powerful for y'all when you have a chance to share. Just keep that in mind. And again, you can also do it on the Facebook page. So if you think of something now that I've prompted you a little farther, I know sometimes we're not ready to share when I ask a question, go ahead and drop it in the chat if there's a moment you want to bring to the attention of everyone. If you don't have something to share about what you're experiencing in the market right now, then maybe just reflect on that for a minute. Are you working? Do you have clients? Are you holding open houses? Do you have listings? Do you have buyers? Because if you do say yes to any of those questions, then you should have something to share with the group to make everybody stronger together. Okay, that's one to grow on for next time as we move through this together. Eddie, I see you. I think I saw Matt. Let's have some movement talk. Mortgages are getting exciting.
I know he is. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, sir.
Awesome. I was having some Zoom problems yesterday, so cool. Well, I just wanted to let you guys know that rates are getting better. I've been quoting our veteran clients in the 5s at this point, y'all. Like, to steal Sarah's y'all, it's in the 5s again. I'm talking like mid 5s for veteran clients, FHA loans, which is awesome because it's actually getting people off of their keysters and back into the market. So I hope everybody's making their phone calls and following up with their clients, because it's so important to give them the good information, let them know. I mean, I had one client that got approved like $320,000. They're good up to 350, 360 at this point just because of a drop in rate. So it does make a big difference, you guys. And please, if we've had anybody that's pre-approved together, make sure that we reconvene with them, right? I'm calling all my clients, but if you guys have somebody that you want us to double check, let us know. We might be able to get them a better rate and get them a little bit more purchasing power out there, and at least break down all the numbers so they know what they're looking at. Also, more importantly, is that Movement Mondays is back. We are going to be back next Monday, coming up 9 a.m.s going forward until Christmas. I think the only Monday that we're going to miss is Thanksgiving. And our first up is going to be condos. We've got Joey Garrett, who's our condo team lead for all of the entire West Coast. And he's going to be coming in and helping everybody really demystify the new regulations that they have with condos. So that's going to be a big one. Please, 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 if you get a chance, make sure you're there. As always, I will record it and post it on YouTube. But at the same token, there's nothing like being there live so you can ask questions. We've got Tommy Hinson coming in the next week doing 1031 exchanges and talking about how we could benefit from helping investor clients out there and reverse 1031 exchanges, forward 1031, syndicated deals that he's working on. So, and then I'm going to do a mortgage masterclass after that. And then we have reverse mortgages at the end of the month, also known as HECMs. So if you guys have any questions, if you guys have any ideas, any topics that you want me to cover, please let me know, and I will be more than happy to either cover it myself or find one of my colleagues that specialize in that avenue. But we've got a full list this year with appraisals and renovation loans and jumbo loans. So non-QM loans, I'm bringing in everybody back that's been around the block again, and it's going to help out and teach everybody. Hopefully make you guys all better real estate agents and us better loan officers as well. So I'll see you guys on Monday for sure. Otherwise, I'm always here anyway. So just come say hi.
Thanks, Eddie. I see a little banter going on in the chat box, so that's always fun and good times. Broker Bob, get out of the chat box and into broker updates.
Thank you, Sarah. Happy Wednesday, KW Metro. Hey, just wanted to point out some stuff that I think is really important. If you're reading all the posts I'm putting on Facebook under #broker advice, the most common thing that's probably happening in the real estate community is when agents are writing a purchase agreement and checking box 3G3, where they check the SPBB, asking for the seller to pay the buyer's agent's commission in the contract. What is happening is agents are not attaching the SPBB and having the seller pay for it. Or I'm sorry, having the seller sign it. And if that happens, technically that is not enforceable. The contract is not enforceable to have that seller pay for the buyer broker commission. So I do know there are some agents, not in our office, but in the community, that are working for free. So make sure now, when you submit the offer, you're checking box 3G3 and you're attaching form SPBB, clarifying what amount of compensation that your buyer has agreed to work with you for to make sure you get paid. Now, CARD has recognized that the PSRA should be in that section as well too, and they're going to make that on a correction on December this year. But if you are working off of the PRSA, that's the 3 homes limit form that you're getting them to sign. You're not having them sign the BRBC, but you're using the PSRA. Submit that and add that to the contract and have the seller sign that. So you're guaranteed to get paid. Any questions on that? Because that's the most common thing that's coming up. And standard of practice is when you are submitting your offers to purchase property and asking the seller to pay for your buyer broker compensation within the contract, it is good practice to submit page 5 of your BRBC or page 1 of your PRSA with the SPBB attached. Now, in that light too, I have a little poll. He was going to do a poll. We're going to do a quick little poll. It says yes or no answer. So if you guys can please take the time to answer that poll.
Can you see it, Broker Bob?
I can see it.
Okay.
I guess I better answer too. It's not going to go away. Everybody has to answer. And once everybody answers, we'll get the numbers, the result. Who has not answered? What happens if they don't answer, Evie? Do we just go on?
We can just go on. Right now I have 17 out of 36, 19. It's going up.
We
Okay.
see you.
Can you
Okay.
see results yet?
I have 47% yes, 53% no, but that's out of 19. We're going up. 21 out of 36. So we still have about 15 people who are
Okay, so we're running 50-50. So 50-50 is basically we're saying that half you do not have buyers you're working with that are under a BRBC or a PRSA. But the other half say you do have them. So out of the 20 so far that we've gotten so far, that means we have 10 people on this call that are working with a buyer under a BRBC and or PRSA. Yet, guess what? To date, and this is just on the people on this call, to date, we have only had 10, count them, 10 reviews with BRBCs and PRSAs uploaded to Command. So just a reminder, friendly reminder, if you are working with a buyer and you have a BRBC or PRSA, they need to be uploaded into an opportunity within Command because we are required to now maintain that as a file. So the rules on that change a little bit. Now, you're not going to have your TCs create your opportunities anymore. They would gladly do it for a fee of $25 because that's an admin expense. Because remember, not all your buyers are going to end up in a transaction. Just remember that. So that's kind of admin work to create that opportunity. But here's the blessing about creating that opportunity. You're going to be able to forecast your future business. You're going to be able to go out and log into your Command and say, I have 10 buyers with $5 million in volume ready to pull the trigger, or $10 million in volume. That's what Command was created for, the dashboard. So you can forecast your future business, keep track of your business so you don't lose anything, and don't let those buyers slip underneath the cracks. So please, please, please get those opportunities uploaded. We want to see a lot more opportunities created so we as an office can forecast our future business, but also with your coach, Alicia, and all of our coaching people, and Benny and Deborah will be reviewing your Command opportunities to see how we can get that business closed. Okay, back to you, Sarah.
Ooh. Speaking of Command opportunities, perfect segue, Broker Baba. I just want to pitch in. Just a reminder, save the date, September 26th. Our regional tech ambassador, Eason Smith, will be coming to our office again to do a tech workshop on KW opportunities. That's perfect. So yeah, that's on Thursday, September 26th. I will post the time once I get that confirmed with Eason. So please take advantage of that training for all of you. Thank you.
Thanks, Evie. The other thing we didn't mention in upcoming events at the start of the call was we have never-ending referrals being run complimentary by the amazing Maria and Amy in our market center every Friday. So you're going to want to be in that room on Fridays. Maria, is it at 1 o'clock or 1:30? 1 o'clock. At 1 o'clock on Fridays, and you do not have to already be part of a club or a 1:30 in person. So, and I'm saying that like in a joking way, of course, everyone should feel welcome to come to that and dive in where you are. You're going to see in the things I shared today, start where you are and build from there, right? So get in there and don't be shy. Eddie, I see your hand is up.
I completely forgot to ask you guys if anybody has a KW agent that they love and trust up in Santa Barbara.
You're going to get a lot of referrals coming at you, I bet.
So please, if you can reach out to me, I will put my cell phone number in here. If you can text me, that'd be fantastic. Thank you. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No, totally good. It's like we're all in the room together in real life. All right, Alicia, go ahead with our celebrations of coaching goodness, please.
Hi. So Kathy opened escrow with a buyer. Fingers crossed on this one, you guys. It's a really good one. It's 1.8. Yay! And I believe that's it for this week. Okay.
Okay. Okay, bye. Okay, thanks for playing. Okay, so congratulations, Kathy, and everyone else who's doing business this week. There's a lot of people celebrating listings, capping, closings, etc. Great work out there in this ever-evolving market. We'll be talking about that in a moment as well. Now, who has a property to pitch coming soon or new listing that you would like airtime to talk about here today? Please come off mute or raise your digital hand and we will get to you before we dive into the main conversation. New listing coming soon. Vinny.
Oh yeah, so we have kind of investor one, detached condo up in Escondido, have about 6 offers on it, so you'd have to probably move fairly fast. Shown with technically accepted offer, priced at $315. So it's a detached condo though. Then we relisted our Spring Valley one. I got the numbers through Ed for VA. With VA currently, you're probably looking about $3,000 for a detached house in San Diego for monthly payment, ballpark. So if you have a client that's military, might be a great value for them in Spring Valley.
Awesome. Those are great prices. Anybody else? Maria.
I have a 2-bedroom, 2-bath condo coming up in Escondido as well. It's conventional and VA, and it will be $380.
These prices are wild, you guys. Excellent. Do I hear another? Bridget.
I've got a listing coming up hopefully next weekend in Carmel Valley. It's a 5-bedroom, 3-bath, about 2,800 square feet. Great location. And that one will be $2,299,000.
And we've ranged from 300 something to just under 3 million. Now, if you don't have somebody in one of those price ranges, get to work. All right, y'all. Anybody else speaking now or forever holding your peace? If you have, like I saw Emmanuel posted, he's got an open house available this weekend in the chat. If there's anything else in the chat to be shared about coming soons, specifics on the properties you just shared, buyer needs, etc., please do that. And I am going to get us right into our content for today, which, you know, we normally come back from Mega Camp and dive into this whole big situation on what was it? How did it go? Yada, yada, yada. And with the way the NAR changes were going on right now, we didn't have the thing that we would normally do. So if anyone on here went to Mega Agent Camp and wants to share something before the end or at some point in the middle, please feel free to do so. I'll leave a minute for that if you want. And I'm going to dive in. The other thing we're at right now is the beginning of September, which means next month starts Q4, and we're at that critical moment in the year where we are either going to be super excited about how we ended 2024, or we're going to be like, that could have been better. And the reality is there's no right or wrong. The reality is it will be what you make of it. So I'm going to share today a lot about different parts of Mega Agent Camp, how to get your business going and growing in Q4, and really to make sure that you are set up for success to the best of your abilities in what we're doing coming up. So I did some slides for y'all. And what I would like to make sure we understand this is that this is really about a level set. So some of us have seen this kind of thing before. Some of us, it's brand new. Let's just come into it with open eyes and open ears and understanding the world is noisy right now. Our industry is noisy right now. And so the more we can find like silence within ourselves to be clear on what our focus is, the better we'll be. And in order to do that, we need to start with a strong foundation. And what I'm calling is just straight up level set, y'all. Level set to get ready for Q4. One thing I realize is that we don't share enough what Keller Williams' belief system is. And so I'm going to buzz through these and share them out loud. Our mission is to build careers worth having, businesses worth owning, lives worth living, experiences worth giving, and legacies worth leaving. I'll make sure this is all shared to the Facebook page so you can have time to resonate with it afterwards and really think about why were those words created and what does it mean? And then define it for yourself. For me, what does a career worth having mean? What is a business worth owning, right? Our vision is to be the real estate company of choice for agents and their customers. What is the vision for your business? What is the vision for you working with your clients? I'm sharing these so you'll think about it from our global perspective, then understand internally for yourself, what does that mean for you? Our value proposition, our value base is faith, family, and then business. If you don't have the first two, there's no point in the third. If you don't have any faith and you have no family, and to be clear, your family can be whatever you define it as, right? There's no stick figure photograph on the back of a minivan attached to that. Maybe it's you, and as is so popular in politics these days, a cat. Maybe it's you and a ton of people. Whatever your faith is, whatever your family is to you, those are the most important things. That's why we do our business, right? And then our ultimate belief system. If you've interviewed with me or you sat in a meeting with me enough over time, you've heard me say the first two things on repeat. Win, win, or no deal. Absolutely all the time. Integrity, do the right thing. Without the first two, like, what are we even doing here? I'm going to walk through the rest of them though. Customers always come first. I want you to think about this with your own business, right? Commitment in all things. Communication, seek first to understand. Creativity, ideas before results. Teamwork, together everyone achieves more. Trust, important in everything, starts with honesty. Equity, opportunities for all people. And success are results through people. This belief system is again at the core. And then I want you to think about each line of that and what does that mean for you and your own business, because it's the Keller Williams global perspective, but it needs to matter for you and your belief system as well. And then the perspective, a training, coaching, consulting, and technology company creating the culture and community where entrepreneurs thrive. And the purpose to be the place where entrepreneurs thrive was officially announced about a year ago when John Keller, Gary's son, came in and said, this is what we are. This is who we are. We are a home built of entrepreneurs, and that is our mission in life. So as we bump out for a moment and get into I'm going to share with you a page, a beat from Gary Keller on stage at Mega Camp. And this is, it's 2:05. We are right on time. This is important because it's going to lay the groundwork for the rest of the conversation we have here today. So let me share sound. Let me share screen. Evie, let me know if the sound works, because you know how I like to screw that up sometimes. Please and thank you. So let me set this stage really quickly. So you go into Mega Agent Camp or Family Reunion. In this case, it was at Mega Camp. You enter the big room for Gary's talk on opening day. And the room is gigantic. I'm sure we've seen photos. It is filled with people and you're finding your seat. And then the screen goes bright, the lights go dark, and then a video rolls. And I'm going to share with you just the first little bit here of what that looks like. And again, some of you have seen this. It's okay. Watch it again.
We are not normal people. Normal people wouldn't choose a career like this. The highs and lows, the go, 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 all out all the time. You know the way normal people act when they've had too much coffee? We wake up that way, and then we actually have coffee. We smile, we're positive, we're encouraging, we're full of energy and enthusiasm, and never say die, and onward to the next listing, and we'll find that perfect house. We'll find that perfect buyer. It's out there, it's out there, it's out there, I promise. Don't worry, I'm here for you. I'm here for you. Let's do an open house. I understand you don't want to drop the price. No, of course it's not too early to call. No, it's not too late to call. Sure I can do that. Sure I can do that. Sure we can do that. Because we can do anything. And we love it. But it's exhausting. Of course we can't show that because we're not normal people. And that's even more exhausting. We chose this career for one simple reason. We're all crazy. We're the people that encourage normal people when the housing market is slow. We're the ones who keep their spirits up when they get down. We make them happy. Our success comes from their success. And that's what makes this crazy. Our success depends on things we can't always control. Sometimes the planets have to be in alignment. And make no mistake, we're out there moving those planets. We move heaven and earth for our clients. And we make it look easy because that's what we do. But when we run into things we can't control, it makes us crazy. Sorry, crazy-er. A slow market is a slow market. We charge the storm because we're KW. But the thing is it's gonna be wet. There's gonna be lightning and thunder and 1,000-mile-an-hour wind. And it's gonna be hard to keep going because somebody said if we charge the storm, that's the fastest way. And that's true. But this storm is huge. And we're wet. And we're exhausted. Sometimes we're only smiling on the outside. We get tired of being positive all the time. And so we rest. We recharge. We do something weird that makes us feel all strange inside. We actually take care of ourselves. Take a class, a course, level up, plus your games and strategies, study the models, skip the coffee and go straight to happy hour. Let one of your cell phones go to voicemail every now and then. Take another class, coaching, training. Talk to people. Talk to people you don't have to sell, who you don't have to encourage, who you don't have to convince that things are normal. Because they're not. But don't ever let yourself start to believe you're like anyone else. Because that's not you. That's not us. We're crazy people running through a storm who think we're bison. Why did the bison cross the storm? To get to the other side. And the weird thing is, to everyone in this room, that makes perfect sense. Because we are not normal people.
Please welcome to the stage, Gary Keller.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing? Have a seat. Oh, I see you have one. Well, sit down. It's good to see you. All right, we have an exciting day and a half, nonstop, right? Full of adventure, full of ideas, full of models and systems. You know, a lot of people say, you know, I've heard this before, but you know, you never hear it the same way twice, right? School is never out for professionals, and you can't hear the right thing enough times in order to get it right. You just can't. Today, or tomorrow, you may be here for yourself. You may be here for the people in your life. There may be a message that you need to hear. There may be a message you need to hear and take back and share with others. You're not here just for yourself. You're here for not only yourself, but you're here for all those who are associated with you. And we really respect and appreciate the fact that you understand that. You wonder where the other 150,000 people are, right? Losers. You know, it's interesting. People say, well, you know, I've been to Mega Camp. Maybe I won't go this year. And I thought, man, I should say that.
You can't say that.
I should say that. But here's the thing, you know, we're going to talk about it later this morning. And this whole idea of how do you bring discipline to your life? How do you make sure that you do the things you need to do to get what you want when you want them, right? And one of the ways is you kind of create a calendar that kind of manages you a little bit. So I've been doing this a long time, maybe longer than some of you were born. And I would never stop doing this. I would never stop. And the reason is because it makes me so smart. When you think about, good God, where are the manuals? Good Lord. So they expect us to learn all of this, right? All the interviews, all of the models, all the research, right? The amount of time that's put in by these guys and their team and my team in order to try to understand what the hell's going on and who's winning and who's losing. And after a while, you get real clear about what you should do and what you shouldn't do. My hope for you in the next day and a half is that you're going to get real clear. Maybe you're doing exactly what you should be, and the reason you're here is to confirm that so you don't go and chase shiny objects when you go home. Maybe you're here because you're totally screwed up and you've chased too many shiny objects and you have forgotten what really matters. Either way, we're going to have fun. How about that band, by the way?
Yeah.
Unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. And by the way, if I didn't see you yesterday at the CEO Summit, your loss, it was unbelievable. Unfreaking believable. I'm not going to share anything because you missed out. So that's just the way, that's.
Okay. I did not fall asleep or forget to stop sharing. I wanted you to hear the whole intro to that session, and that is the main stage. That's before he goes through the market updates. I'm going to show you where that exists and connect, and you can go back and watch the whole thing. I also, you know, someone else saying the things that I say a lot of times is helpful when it's Gary Keller. So you might hear it the same thing repeatedly, but you're never hearing it the same way, and maybe you need to hear it again. And then what we're going to talk about today, don't get into shiny object syndrome. Okay, same with my daily spark. I'm doing daily 15-minute bites of showing new ideas and strategies in your business. You should not go implement them all. That is not going to lead you to success. If it's in your wheelhouse, you should dive in. If it's not, please ignore it. Okay. That market update. And at the end, I let it go all the way to the bit about CEO Summit because one of my very first sparks I did, it was, I think this is only week 3 of doing it, is about the anti-fragile theory and walks through, let me get this up for you all. It walks through tough times don't last, but tough people do. Well, I'll get there in a second. All right, so we will share the screen again and pop into what are we going to do with it, right? Okay, great, Sarah. Thanks for giving us all this information. What the heck is the point? And you still haven't told me how I win in Q4. Awesome. Well, there's 2 things we can control. There's only 2 things inside of your control. One is your mindset, and one is the actions you take. So let's look at mindset for a minute. Mindset. So for some people, they're experts. Like if anybody thinks that they're an expert in mindset, they've got it nailed in. You know, comment things in the chat if you want to share tips and tricks with others. The most important thing if you're starting out from beginner or if you don't already do this, the simplest thing you can do every day is when your feet hit the floor, you say, thank you. Thank with one foot, you with the other, because you're alive and your feet are hitting the floor, right? So that's going to start your day with intention and focus and joy. And sometimes we really need to start our day with more joy and be grateful for what we have. And then it's what are we feeding our brains with? So I made the notes on the screen because some people want to read and listen at the same time, right? So feeding your brain with intention. What are you consuming mentally? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What conversations are you part of? What news are you reading? Some simple starting off points, or even some of these people have really advanced pieces as well. Books. The book I wrote down for this one is The Happiness Advantage by Sean Achor. He spoke on stage a couple of years ago. It was amazing. It's true medical science as to how more happy people find more success. And he's got a simple book about that. Audible, look up Sean Achor. You could probably find him doing, TED Talks and stuff where you can just watch bits for free as well. Then the podcast. There's so much free content available these days. There's really no reason to not be filling your brain with goodness. The 3 I wrote down to get people started off are Brendan Burchard, Ed Mylett, and Mel Robbins. Why? They're all different, right? They all come from different backgrounds. They all speak a little bit different. They have different energy and perspective. If you've been to events, ironically, Ed and Mel have been there. I'm hoping Brendan is on the list for next year. They're amazing, knowledge base. They have books, they have podcasts, they have all sorts of stuff that you can opt into to grow your brain. And then the Good News Movement, Joyful Media, right? You can literally look up the Good News Movement on Instagram, on Facebook. You can follow them. And why? You're like, Sarah, this is weird. Is this going to really help me be better in Q4? Yes, because in order to be better, your brain has to be in the right space. So as you're scrolling, which we all do at some point in our lives, right? And you be mindful. Do you have negative news? Do you have negative humans in your scroll? Well, if you're not going to cut them out, because maybe it's like your mother-in-law, this way, something like the Good News Movement is going to counterbalance what you're seeing and reading. Simple, joyful stories to give you good feeling energy. And then now you've screwed your head on straight with the mindset piece, right? Let's look at our actions. So what is in your control? For control freaks, that can be a really tricky question, right? Any control freaks in the room? Okay, just me. So what I want you to think about is, what are you doing to build your database every day and to help more humans? It's the only thing you can control. What are you doing to build your database and help more humans? Are you following a schedule? Are you taking care of yourself with the daily actions you take? See, actions isn't just the business side of things, just like mindset, right? Your mindset and your whole life affects your business. Your actions and your business also affect your whole life. Can you be your best business self if your actions for your whole life aren't on track? The answer is definitely no. Even if you're awesome, again, it's just me talking. This is my inside voice coming out. Even if you're awesome in all your business things, if you're not taking care of yourself, sleep, the sweat you choose to participate in, the water you choose to drink to hydrate your body, these are fundamental pieces of health, right? If those actions aren't all in alignment, then you're not your best self. Now, I don't want anyone to hear that and go like, great, now I need more mindset work, Sarah. That's awesome. I want you to hear it and say, like, where am I? I'm starting from where I am, and I'm going with building blocks. I wrote on the bottom and put it in italics and red so you'd really see it. Start where you are and make daily intentional movement forward. Rome was not built in a day, and neither were you, right? So start where you are. It's asking yourself all of these questions. What do I do? How am I doing? How can I be better in this, right? So we're going to pop out for a second and pop over. Evie, will you tell me, did my screen just move over when I clicked to the new one?
I see tough times don't last.
Okay, perfect. So in this one, when I talk about action and what are you doing for your body and your whole self, these are the slides from Gary Keller's CEO Summit. So even though Gary on stage said, I'm not going to share, too bad if you weren't there, I am going to share because I care about y'all. So I've already walked through in Daily Spark on a lot of these details. I'm going to continue to do so. And the reason for him talking about this in CEO Summit, it's this whole anti-fragile theory, and it's really not a negative conversation. It's about, we build our muscles to be stronger, like our physical, think about like your bicep. Do we build our whole lives to be stronger and tougher? And I love that he just throws it in here because shit happens, right? Like you have to work on yourself so that when you need to be better, you're ready. And here's the one piece I want to share just from this moment, and then we're going to move on for today. You'll see these again. Like I said, in the Daily Spark, I have the whole anti-fragile theory broken down. And why it matters, we'll keep going with that. Tough times are guaranteed. This was like a for me in the room that day. If you live long enough, anything that can happen probably will happen. With 8 billion people on the planet, a 1 in a million occurrence literally happens to 8,000 people every single day. Now, some of those are amazingly awesome, 1 in a million experiences, right? Some of them are not. And the reality is, the point is that just the more you're prepared for anything, the less things actually impact your world in a negative way. So let's pop back over to here. And I want to talk about, actually, I lied. We're going to pop back to the slides for a second. So when we look at your actions, as we go back to that, that's why I wanted to pop to CEO so you could see more about that, and I'll share more. This, for me to go through all the pieces the way I want to, would be hours long, and nobody wants that right now. So we're going to break it down into chunk sizes, right? So your pipeline, Q4, your pipeline. What is the key indicator to your business success? It is your pipeline. You are going to answer these questions. Answer them in your brain right now. If you want to answer in chat, this was not intended to be a sharing-based thing, but if you feel like you'll do better for yourself by sharing, please do. Here's the first question. What is my unit count for closed, pending, and pipeline business this year? What have I closed? How many do I have pending? And what is in my pipeline that I'm likely to make happen this year? What does that mean? Buyers that you have under contract, listings that you have ready to go, people that have told you, hey, we're going to list our house in November and it's not overpriced, right? What is your unit count in that conversation? And number two, what is the gap or the gain between that number and where you set your goal for 2024? So everyone set a goal for 2024. If you didn't, you haven't been listening, that's okay. Figure it out now, right? What do I want to finish by the end of the year? And then pay attention when Evie announces Ashley's doing business planning clinic in October, and get ready to go attend that one and plan for 2025. So what is the gap or the gain? If you are in a gain, awesome. What does that mean? That means you've already done more business than you needed to. Congratulations. There are many agents who are having their best year ever. Do not for 1 minute let yourself think that just because the market is doing something wonky means you have to have a bad year. That is not what that means. It dictates how you work, not what you do. And if you saw Gary's shirt, do the work. To be clear, they sold out in the room. I'm planning on buying 5 and just wearing one every single day for the rest of my life while I talk to y'all on camera. Do the work everywhere I go. Do the work. Okay, so what is the gap or the gain in the number? Are you ahead or behind? What is the difference? Where are you? I can't tell you how many agents I've coached that are top agents in the past 4 to 6 weeks as we do this, like, what's the rest of the year look like conversation, that have said, hey, I'm behind. I feel really bad. And when we go through their numbers, they're not actually behind. When we add in their pipeline, pending and close, they're actually either really close, so like maybe one off, but they feel really behind. And that negatively impacts your mindset, which has a detrimental effect going forward. Or for many of them, they're actually right on track or ahead. So do the math and do the work. What I put in bold here is really important. Now is the time to get aggressive with your fourth quarter action. What does that mean? Every day in Daily Spark, I am giving another way to lead gen and do something meaningful in your business. That is my only goal for y'all for Q4, is to get people making more money. So be specific. What are you going to do to get into more of a lead gen mode? Be honest with yourself. I have an agent that I coach and I said, well, let's be really honest. You feel like you're behind. How much time have you been spending lead generating? I haven't really. I've been taking business that comes to me. Okay, awesome. So are your results based on your effort or what's been coming to you, right? What can you do to get more business now? More open houses. If open houses are your jam, then do more of those. How many per week? Be specific. How many more are you going to do? And then get meaningful around it. Go look at one of those forms to figure out how can I be more impactful in my open houses to get more results. If you're someone who's like, you know what, I'm going to be really honest, my business is way down and I need to do something different and I don't even know where to begin to get now business, it's for sale by owners and expireds. And they've typically been more challenging. In this market, we're seeing more expireds come to market. If you need now business, go on to Darren's daily conversations class that just changed from daily script something or other, because I hated that he said script, to Talk 52. And get in there and learn your for sale by owner and expireds conversations, and then get to work. Do the work, like Gary says, right? That will get you into that moment for your business right now. And then, okay, well, I'm not doing open houses and I'm never calling FSBOs and expireds. That's okay. Follow up with every single lead you have ever received this year. If you need more, keep going backward in time. What does that mean? All your leads from 2024, open houses, people who clicked a button, someone's cousin's brother who called you and told you they might want to do something. You track them all, I hope. You have them organized someplace for 2024. If that's not enough, and you get through all of them because you don't have that money because you haven't worked that much, this isn't judgment, this is reality zone, right? Then go back to 2023, 2022, and so on. If you're someone who's newer and you don't have that much, it might not be the craziest thing to go to an experienced agent and say, hey, do you have any old leads that you aren't doing anything with that I can call on and give you a referral fee for? They're not doing anything with them either, right? If that's what's happening out there. And then it's a simple conversation. Hey, when we met, you had plans of doing this year. I'd love to help you accomplish that. Just make the call. Just reach out and talk to somebody and have the conversation. And this is the moment right now where it's like, I'd love to help you accomplish that, meaning they had something planned for 2024 when you met them, or knowing who they were, what did they have planned? And now you're going to go backwards in time. Forwards in time. If it's, oh yeah, well, Evie, that's true, but we changed our mind. We're going to wait because the rates, yada, yada. Great. So are you on schedule for 2025? Let's sit down and meet so we can learn about reality versus what the media is saying, because the media can be kind of confusing, right? Have that conversation, check a box and put a description next to every single lead you're talking to. Who are they? What are their goals? How can you help them? Are they looking at monthly payment? Are they looking at total cost because they're paying cash? Are they looking at needing to improve their credit? Are they nervous to sell because they have a great interest rate and they don't know what to do next? They probably need your help and advice and some of your counsel. So reach out, help people, and ask them how you can help more. Okay, events. It is the time of year for events. Again, I'm not meaning to harp on Daily Spark. And yeah, I've been pouring this into y'all on those pages. So Holiday Blitz is there. Blessing baskets. If you want to take on blessing baskets, you're going to get your whole community involved. You're going to make such a huge kerfluffle of goodness and the movement of generosity in your community. You will show up and bring value to your database. And I am sure by pouring that into other people, you will find more in return, right? And then being intentional with social media. Being intentional with social media. I'm working on talking slower. Share what's happening. Tell your story. Go on video. Answer questions. Y'all, I've been making reels. I didn't know. I just pressed buttons. I went on YouTube. I figured it out, right? Share your story and talk about what you're doing. And like, people might have questions. Hey, maybe you're like a lot of people we've heard this week asking questions around the rates in mortgages right now. I've heard that question. So I'm going to go live on here and talk to y'all right now and share what's going on. What does that mean to you? You want to take a question that's existed in the office and your agent conversations, wherever it is, and then go to your social media. You can record it. You don't have to go live. You can record yourself and go back, reshoot it, whatever you need to do. You want to make sure you're getting it out there because you're putting out the idea. People have the questions and they don't know how to ask. So the number of agents I have that I coach that are going forward and doing this online proactively, they are getting people saying, oh, thanks for doing that. That's actually meaningful. That was a question we had. Okay. That was a lot, and I think we're right at time. So let me pause for a second here. We are right at 2:30. I want to respect y'all's time. I do say y'all all the time. I'm going to show this last page here because this is something coming up that's free and impactful for everyone to opt into. And that is something that happens fairly often, but not all the time. So the next one is actually happening this month. September 18th and 19th, build a $100,000 pipeline in 90 days. It is online. It is free. It is led by heads of KW Technology who build the tech for us to use. If you are like, oh my gosh, I need to grow my business right now, please go sign up for this class. Scan that little QR code. Sign up for the class. These are Central Time, so it's 10 to 1 Central, which means it's 9 to noon Pacific. 8 to... Maybe 2 hours? Yeah. Anyway, 10 to 1 Central.
2 hours, Sarah.
2 hours. 8 to, listen, it's early. You can go do this class and then go have your whole day ahead of you. This will change your business. Okay. There is so much more to share from, and you might not have got the QR code. We'll drop it on the Facebook page. No worries. I'm going to continue to share the bits and pieces in the Thrive Agent resources. We've already talked about that. And in the Mega Agent Camp resources on Connect. And if you have any questions about what we talked about today, please reach out. If you need a coaching call around, like, hey, my pipeline, the questions you asked are meaningful, reach out to your coach. If you don't have a coach, reach out to me or one of the coaches or BB, and we'll help get you connected with the right coach for you and your business. Thank you for your time. I did not leave time for anyone who wanted to share from Mega Camp. Did anyone want to share from Mega Camp before we hang up? All right, y'all. Thanks for today. I hope you got something out of it. Go get your head screwed on straight. Go get your business in line with your pipeline and make today amazing. And we will see you tomorrow. Next week is stats.